Hello everyone, my name is Bret, and sometimes I wear a beret, and welcome to I'd Run That in a War Best of 2018, where you guys had the chance to choose all of my loadouts, and I had the opportunity to run them in a game. That's right, for an entire year, we ran so many surveys, I ran so many loadouts, and now we celebrate your favorites as decided in the final survey. And on the topic of that, before we get started, let's just throw up some numbers really quick. These are the results from all 10 of these surveys that I posted. Number 10, of course, being this episode, Best of 2018. You can see that we started at around 400. At a peak, we had over 1,000. That's when I started posting the link to the newest survey in the video itself. But you can tell that the Best of 2018 had a much lower response rate compared to the more recent ones. And so if you don't agree with the results, that's totally okay. You're always welcome to have your favorites. These are just the ones that ended up being the favorites from the people who participated. Now the 25 blasters, I boiled it down to the top 7 based on how the results came out. So let's start with that one. Number 7, it comes to us from episode 5, and that is the Sentinel. Specifically, the Sentinel dance, Never Gonna Give You Up. This was quite the first for me, to dance to something in the middle of a game and then have someone record it. Of course, why would anyone ever do this willingly? But I was really happy when I came up with this idea, and I was actually looking forward to almost anything that would be on that list. And of course, though, I should have known, Never Gonna Give You Up, of course. Oh, only rivaled by Take On Me, which I would hopefully like to do in the future too if I get a chance. Sentinel is of course a fine blaster, so that made it all the better. But yeah, I had some fun with this one. I did record it a couple of times because the round we did play didn't actually lend itself too well to this recording because it was freeze tagged, so I'd get stuck and then not have to dance in place instead of like instant respawns where I can just dance my way back. Not the best decisions made, but it still worked out, and I got a real good kick out of it. It was fun to watch it playing back and just be happy that I didn't screw it up. For number 6, we go back to episode 3, which was in fact the Strife in package. That's right, pretty much an unmodified Strife with a little bit of extra battery juice in them, and still in package, became a loadout. Another question that I was really proud of when I finally got it down, and I was really happy with all of the options on it. I would have loved to run any of these. They would have been hilarious, and I might actually move some of them to future surveys because I think it's a great idea. A handicap. I said for our game, since this was about the size of a pistol, that I could use this blaster still as a shield, using the box itself as a shield. And I mean, it was still like a pretty low powered Strife, so I don't think that was a huge problem. All I had to do was drop the bottom of the packaging and I could reload magazines without too much difficulty. And then right after this game, I gave that blaster to Wacom, and I don't know if he still has it in package or if he's modified it since. So there might still be the Strife in package somewhere, just waiting to be used as a loadout again, or not. Now, unfortunately, every time I see a blaster still in packaging, I think, I wonder if I could use that without taking it out of the box. And it's ruined me, but that's my own doing. Number 5 comes to us from episode 1, and that is the only blaster on this list that is modified by myself, which is in fact the Deploy Blastzuka. And I do like this blaster, all of its imperfections, its jankiness, but it works. I mean, it's an XPZ instead of a deploy. I could have done it better. I could have used the front to actually connect to the pump of the XPZ, but I was lazy and just used the the adjustable stock of the deploy as the pumping attachment point. And yeah, it fires demolisher rockets. It's a deploy. It's very satisfying. There was some good gameplay to be had with this one as well, but yeah, just a deploy firing demolisher rockets seemed like a good idea at the time because I didn't know what else I was going to do with my current deploy. I do still have the blaster. I might make some adjustments to it in the future. I might not. I may have to just salvage the XPZ tank for something. You never know. But yeah, this was a fun one for sure. Number 4 also comes to us from Survey 5, and that is the Mastodon, but not just one Mastodon, dual-wielded Mastodons. Yes, Mastodons are clunky. Yes, they are hard to run with as they are. Yes, it is hard to dual-wield them regardless of your size. They are awkward, and if you aim them down, most of the darts will fall out of the cylinders, so there were some jamming issues to tinker with. However, as soon as you got to fire both at the same time, it was pure bliss. Like, there's not much more fun than you can have dual wielding something that fires that kind of ammunition at that velocity. It was perfect. It was so dumb and so great. Thanks for choosing that one, because the Centurion I already did. And the Titan, well, that's just one rocket from each side. Mastodon, yeah. Number 3 comes to us from our most recent episode 9, and that is the Rev Reaper. That's right, the pinnacle of flywheel technology, all in a nice, easy to use package of top loading silliness. And some people hate this thing, some people love it because it's so odd. It is fun to use this and just see if you will hit anything. Suddenly, your darts almost don't matter because of how you have to practice with this blaster. Could some modding be done to this thing? Sure. I don't know exactly what you want to mod on this thing because it's perfect as it is, obviously. But yeah, I'm sure some people will come up with some weird things for this weird creation. But as it is, the Rev Reaper was fun, and I hope to be able to use it again in a new way. Number 2 comes to us from Survey 8, and that is the crazy powerhouse combo of the Proton Pack and the Hurricane. This was out of Darts' loadout. He gave me the Proton Pack to use, and I said, hey, can I use the Hurricane as well? And I mean, you know, what's he gonna say? He could say no, but I wanted to. And I cut a lot of the footage of me missing because I sprayed through his entire tank. Man, do I suck with Rival. I also forgot to turn on the Hurricane in the beginning of the round, so I could have been dual wielding them the whole time, but I wasn't because of operation error. Good on me. I'm a genius. And then once the Proton Pack was out, you know, all 400 plus rounds of it were out, then I grabbed the Hurricane and failed miserably with it because I wasn't using Luke's loadout strategy. This was really fun to use and I felt very powerful, but watching Rival go at that velocity in those bursts, I realized that I was just not prepared for something like this. As it stands, I was really bad, and I'm glad you got a kick out of that. So that leaves number 1, and I have absolutely no idea what could be the best loadout of 2018. It must be a blaster, right? This is, you know, Nerf we're talking about. Not an object, not a piece of fruit, nothing that relates to the color of the beret that I'm wearing. Or maybe it's from episode 2. Probably that one. The banana. An offhand decision just to find something else to put on a survey, something random, something dumb, a piece of fruit sitting on my desk turned out to be everyone's favorite loadout of 2018. Yep, what should I be surprised? No. Now this was a free-for-all round to get us started at our location. It wasn't a crazy competitive event, of course, but still, I mean, the banana, I don't know how to describe this. It was just so amusing, and I'm glad that people saw that and were like, that is so dumb and so great, because the whole point of these surveys was to prove that you can use things that aren't practical and have a good time. And I guess in the end, what turned out to be the truth was that you can use anything and have a good time within, you know, safety things. Obviously, I wasn't trying to deck people in the face with these bananas and just like splat all over their face, because that's not nice. Though by the end of this game, those bananas were no good. I mean, those were real bananas, and I left them there because they were getting pretty gnarly. Now, for those of you wondering if I'm going to reuse loadouts for next year, specifically like number 1, the banana, my response to that is yes. Except this time, I am your loadout. But until that time, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for a fantastic year. I think this series turned out really, really well. I can't believe how far it's come, and I think it perfectly encapsulates what I love about Nerf. You can build a top-tier blaster. You can play competitively. But you can also just have a goofy, good old time with it. You can use a banana, if your games allow it. But you can use stuff that isn't supposed to be super competitive. You can use stock blasters, and it's totally fine, because Nerf is supposed to be fun. And if you're having fun, you're doing it right. Thanks again, everyone. I'll see you later.